everyone, Pushing Up Roses here, and today we have pumpkins. So many pumpkins! Evil pumpkins. We're looking at an episode of R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour because I got tired of watching Goosebumps. The Goosebumps series is probably Stine's most recognized work, but I've always been curious about other things he's written over the years. He's very prolific to the point of being infuriating because how can someone write that much when I can't even finish a single short story? Did I mention I majored in fiction writing? Yeah. Sorry, minor tangent. I found The Haunting Hour and was immediately intrigued. It was more modern, running from 2010 through 2014, and was based on the Haunting Hour movie and the two anthologies, The Haunting Hour and Nightmare Hour. Only a couple stories were actually taken from those anthologies. The rest are all originals, conceptualized by Stine and written by different people. The episode I'm covering is called Pumpkinhead from Season 2. I chose it because the timing is appropriate and because it had a scary description. Who wrote these? Do you ever stop and read the descriptions on streaming services? Can a handsome boy overcome his fear of the water and convince people there's a shark in the pool? Hannah's friends make her call forth the urban legend Scary Mary by looking in the mirror and chanting her name. Who knew she might actually show up? Who knew? My favorite description is simply, 3 kids decide the ghost hunter show they watch is lame. Can't get any more direct than that. Even though we're in 2011, we still get a corny intro. It's a step up from Goosebumps, but it's still this. Don't be deceived though, there's nothing corny about this series. Why is it called The Haunting Hour if it's 23 minutes long? Yeah, I know, it's just a phrase meaning it's the time of haunting. I was attempting a joke.
What a joke about that big.
We start out with foreshadowing, just right away. Usually that happens later, but props for the bold choice. A kid went missing while walking on Route 12, got it. Cut to a mom and her bickering children.
A little help putting the groceries away, Scott.
Dave's helping.
Why did I have kids? Mom has to work late on Halloween and her daughter Allie will babysit them. She has plans later and can only take them trick-or-treating until 6 p.m., which pleases neither of the boys because they want to go when it's dark out.
Halloween's supposed to be scary.
But Mom doesn't want them out after dark anyway due to the kid that went missing last year. Scott loses his mind over this because he's 14 and he should be able to stay up with his friends and promptly throws a tantrum.
Way to ruin Halloween, Mom.
I've never seen someone so depressed about not being able to trick-or-treat at 14 years old. You're too old for that, kid. Go play Halo or something. Dave, the youngest of the 3, tries to paint a pumpkin, but it's a little too small. Scott insists he needs a real pumpkin. Real pumpkins have curves.
You know where you could get one?
The grocery store?
Out at Palmer's farm.
Despite it being close to the public, whiny Scott convinces everyone they should go down to Palmer's farm and steal some pumpkins. He's so upset about not getting to trick-or-treat that he just outright wants to steal someone's produce.
Halloween's supposed to be a wild night where anything could happen.
No, Scott, my dear boy. Halloween is not when anything can happen, it's when the Santa Ana winds blow.
Legend has it, when the Santa Anas blow, all bets are off. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I like The Holiday. It's a good movie. Geez, these kids are terrible. They are no better than the sassy goose from Untitled Goose Game, and yes, I did steal all the pumpkins, but I had a better reason for doing so. I was tossing them in the canal.
This place is creepy. This place is awesome!
I have to wonder how exactly this kid was raised that caused him to be this excited about pumpkins.
They're perfect for carving!
Dude's gonna have a heart attack.
Also, this doesn't look creepy or awesome to me. It looks like a pumpkin patch. But what's this? It's on Route 12. Oh my gourd. While poking around the pumpkin, Scott sees an old shack that he just can't resist breaking into, much to Allie's annoyance.
Scott?
Beam me up.
Scott!
I said beam me up!
Don't. What? Are you chicken?
Damn, that line gets me every time. They find a way inside and discover what I can only describe as nightmare fuel. Life-size figures with pumpkin heads. It looks like one is performing dentistry or an autopsy on another, and it's creepy. They find another who appears to be carving into its own head, and this is a lot of not okay.
I wanna go. Like, now.
I gotta put this on Instagram stat. This is definitely gonna go viral. Despite being creeped out by the weird pumpkin people shack, they still decide to steal a pumpkin. They also find these weird round shapes covered in burlap sacks. They hear a noise coming from the farmer's house and attempt to make a run for it. The farmer squeezes Scott's head like a melon, tells him he isn't ripe yet, then promptly kicks them out. He then addresses his crops.
Don't worry, my little babies. No one's ever gonna harm you.
My lovely bowling balls. Even with a warning from Farmer Palmer, Scott still wants to steal a damn pumpkin, so they do, and split while somebody watches them from the bushes. Aw, what a lovely, respectful tombstone. It's even written in fancy cursive script. How nice. It looks like one of those signs you get at a craft store. You know the back of that thing says live, laugh, love, or hocus pocus, I need coffee to focus.
Oh man, this blows.
No one liked my Instapic. Even though Scott got his lousy pumpkins, he's still not satisfied and wants to go back to the farm. While he's whining, Dave carves open his pumpkin and finds it filled with maggots. Scott opens his up, hoping to freak out his siblings again, but he only finds a single tooth. Whoa, they really were doing dentistry.
It's a tooth.
No, it's not. It's just a weird pumpkin seed.
Oh yeah, I had my pumpkin seeds removed last year. They were really impacted. They make a very lazy attempt to get rid of the pumpkins, then get ready to go to their school's trick-or-treating session.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm zombie Justin Bieber.
What do you mean?
After Scott shames his sister for her costume choice,
Does Mom know you're wearing that?
he starts whining, once again, about wanting to do something more exciting on Halloween.
Man, I should be out with my friends pranking like a bad boy.
Wow, Scott, you are just the worst! After an uneventful time at school, Scott makes another attempt to convince Allie to go back to Palmer's farm. Her and Dave are happy to make some popcorn and watch some scary movies, but Scott will not let it go.
Maybe I'll just go out there myself.
Yeah, like a bad boy. Allie demands he stay in the house, so he sulks in the kitchen. He's in the exact same spot after Allie takes a shower. Seriously, how long have you been standing there? Fortunately for Scott, he gets his wish. He doesn't even have to go down to the farm himself as he is kidnapped by the pumpkin people. Oh man, now the popcorn's gonna burn and smell up the whole damn kitchen. Allie thinks he just went back to Palmer's farm on purpose to disobey her, so she hops in the car with Dave to go find him.
Scott, I know you're in here.
Oh, he's in there all right. He's way ahead of you. Multiple pumpkin heads follow her around the farm as she looks for her brother. Jesus Christ, how many fog machines does Farmer Palmer have? Meanwhile, Dave is just kind of biding his time, waiting in the car just outside the fence, sporting the worst Misfits makeup I've ever seen. Eventually, Allie finds herself in the weird horror shack they discovered earlier.
Scott?
She finds a pumpkinhead figure in Scott's clothes and initially believes he's pranking her, but something is off. Something is way off. And that something is his head. As she's making a run for it, she trips over one of those sacks on the ground. She lifts it up to reveal a head! Holy shit, that is not okay. She is caught by Palmer and his army of pumpkin heads, who are all kids who previously trespassed on the farm. It's genuinely disturbing. The pumpkin heads, or pump kids as I began to call them, surround her, and it's clear that her death is imminent. The last scene shows a pump kid approaching Dave in the car, and it cuts to the credits. That was surprisingly dark. As I was watching this episode, I kept thinking, wow, we're getting close to the end and Scott hasn't been saved yet. I wonder when that's going to happen. Not realizing that it wouldn't. No wonder the episode had 3 warnings on it. It plays before the episode and every time it came back from a commercial break. At least 7? No way. If I had watched a show like this at that age, I would have had nightmares for weeks on end. Conclusions like the one in Pumpkinhead are common in The Haunting Hour. Instead of the more ambiguous endings you see in Goosebumps, these episodes treat death as permanent. Just as a quick example, in an old story, the ending could have gone either way. One of the main characters de-ages, and the end shows his friend trying to feed him a magical cookie that will undo it. He could have eaten it, or he could not have, but either way there is a happy ending on offer. The stories in The Haunting Hour serve more as morality or cautionary tales, and they remind me of scary stories to tell in the dark. I think a kid should be at least 7 years old to watch this, but after watching several episodes from this series, I would say even that's too young. Some of these episodes scared me, and I'm 34, so proceed with caution if you have youngins around. I jabbed at this episode for the sake of humor, but trust me, it was unsettling. That being said, I really liked the episodes I watched. They have a morbid quality without being gory that appeals to me, and I think the storytelling is well done. If you like scary shows with a campier style, I'd say sticking to Goosebumps or even trying out Erie, Indiana is a good bet. But if you are more of a scary stories to tell in the dark type of person, then I highly recommend The Haunting Hour. If you have an episode from this series you are dying to see me cover, please leave a suggestion in the comments. I do consider them. And until next time, stay spooky and have a terrifying Halloween. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video on The Haunting Hour. If you are curious about other horror-themed things I've covered, I will most definitely link you to some, but first, Patreon! Yes, Patreon, where you, the viewer, can donate small amounts of money to me, the creator, so that I can keep this show going and also buy empanadas. When you eat as many empanadas as I do, it adds up. Trust me. If you'd like to watch more of my stuff before agreeing to give me a bunch of dough, I understand. On the left we have a video about the Goosebumps FMV game featuring Jeff Goldblum, and on the right we have a video I did about an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Those seem appropriate to promote here. As always, see you in the next one.